And when we'd go visit, I had my two brothers, Shane and Connor, and my sister Katie. And every time we'd walk into Granny's house, she'd sing, Katie, Katie, you're the only girl that I adore. And when the moon shines over the mountains, I'll be waiting at the kitchen door. And for the boys, for the three of us, she always sang this. I remember it so vividly. And you can help me sing it. It went, how did it go? Get it? Last one. Turn that into holy water. She'd sing, Mama, will you buy me? Will you buy me? Will you buy me? Mama, will you buy me? Will you buy me a banana? Yes, my child, I'll buy you. I'll buy you.
Utah.
Yes, my child, I'll buy you. I'll buy you a banana. Mama, will you peel the skin? Will you peel the skin? Will you peel the skin? Yes. The skin of my banana. Yes, my child, I'll peel the skin. I'll peel the skin. I'll peel the skin. Yes, my child, I'll peel the skin of your banana. Mama, will you have a bite? Will you have a bite? Will you have a bite? Yes, Mama. Will you have a
pint?
A bite of my banana. Yes, my child, I'll have a bite. I'll have a bite. I'll have a bite. Yes, my child, I'll have a bite of your banana. Well, Mama, you're really like, you're really like, you're really like. Mama, you're really like, you eat all my banana. Some woman, I heard a story one time. She lived on Victoria Street. It was once called Lear Street, after King Lear, Lou of the Long Hand, the king of the fairy people. His castle was just down the road in Newtown, Hamilton. And the British government saw fit to rename the street Victoria Street, you see. I believe they named it after a woman's lingerie catalog. I may be wrong. The verdict is still out. Down at the end of Victoria Street was a little shop called Bridges. It's a Spar now. It's where Granny used to buy all her groceries, her oranges and bananas and the candy and bubbly and her snuff. And one day she was coming out and she had 2 armloads full of groceries, and who held the door for her but a young British soldier. And Granny was over her to say, "Thank you, son. I hope the good Lord will save you a cool spot in hell." That was Granny. On the other side of the family, the Makems were from Derrynoose, which is about 3 miles outside the booming metropolis of Katy.
Katie.
And my grandfather was a young boy. He was born in 1890. And his sister was about 20 years old, and she had a son out of wedlock.
Ooh.
And this was a sin back then. It was an embarrassment to the family. Years and years later, I was digging through my father's closet, and I found this reel-to-reel tape, and it just said on the top, John Moore. And I took it home, and I listened to it, and it was fantastic. This old-timer singing all these great old songs. And I went over the next day, and this was in about 1996. And I said, "Dad, who was John Moore?" And he said, "John Moore was just a man that lived with your Uncle Jack." Imagine that. In the 90s, my father was still embarrassed to see there was a bastard in the family. Well, I spoke to Mick Maloney about it one time. I said, "Rory, at that time, if you had a gay child or a child with a handicap, they'd hide them. They didn't even go to school." John Moore, we're lucky enough, he was buried in the Catholic cemetery right there in Derrynoose. So they accepted him back. But for all those years, he never married and he never had children. But he had some great songs. He had one song, "It Could Be About Me." And you're going to help me sing it, right?
Yes.
All right. It goes like this, if I can remember it. Everyone does it but you, young lad. Everyone does it but you. And you'll be to blame if you don't do the same. Everyone you. That's it. Could you get that?
Yes.
If you're waiting for an easier song, you're going to be waiting all night. Try that. And everyone does it but you, young lad.
Everyone does it but you.
And you'll be to blame if you don't do the same. Everyone does it but you. When I was going to school, sure I was such a fool. The master to me he would say, you are a bad boy, this place you'll destroy if you don't get your own way. He gave me a song I could never have done, if trying never could I do. He says you're an ass, you're the worst in the class, everyone does it but you. No. Everyone does it but you, young lad. Everyone does it but you. And you'll be to blame if you don't do the same. Everyone does it but you. Last Sunday I went for enjoyment was bent to a friend's Christmas party and ball. As the ladies was there, I do declare I was enticed with them all. Each belle had her bow and her sweet mistletoe, enjoying the note kiss or two. When a young lady called Grace, she beat up in my face and says, everyone does it but you. Everyone does it but you, young lad. Everyone does it but you. And you be to blame if you don't do the same. Everyone does it but you. When the ball was over, straight to the door, I accompanied this pretty fair maid. She told me to pay for a visit next day. It didn't take long to persuade. I promise I kept her to accept me for her own lover true. I removed her to daddy, says take her little laddie. Everyone does it but you. Everyone does it but you, young lad. Everyone does it but you. And you'll be to blame if you don't do the same. Everyone does it but you. Now 8 years have fled since we were wed, and still there's no sign of an heir. My wife, she goes wild for the want of a child, and often she'd shout and she'd swear. My sister Kate has already got 8, and last time our Mary had 2. I'm afraid, my dear John, there's something going wrong. Everyone does it but you. Everyone does it but you, man. Everyone does it but you. And you need to blame if you don't do the same. old sun of freedom grew dark and glitters, and it set by the Slaney's red waves. And poor Wexford, stripped naked, hung high upon a cross, with her heart pierced by traitors and slaves. Glory, oh, glory,